Are you ready to witness a monumental shift in the electric vehicle landscape? A game changer is entering the US market. And it's not Tesla, Ford, or GM, it's BYD. And they're not just entering, they're making a grand entrance through New Mexico. Stay tuned. The EV manufacturer's most recent target is located not far from the US, as BYD continues its aggressive global growth. In order to serve as a US export hub, BYD plans to build an electric vehicle factory in Mexico. In the final 3 months of the year, BYD overtook Tesla as the world's best-selling EV manufacturer, surpassing the latter in terms of sales. For the first time, BYD is officially ranked among the top 10 automakers in the world. The corporation is growing internationally after dominating its home market of China. The carmaker sent 242,765 units to 70 nations last year, which is a sharp increase in exports. With affordable, useful electric vehicles like the Seal, Atto 3, and Dolphin, BYD is capturing market share in important international markets. We might be wondering how a new brand will come and top the market, even though there is strong competition. But the case of BYD shows us that with proper planning and understanding of the needs of customers, it is possible. BYD is investing $605 million in Latin America to construct a plant in Brazil. Now that it is getting closer to the US, it appears that BYD is pushing for an EV facility in Mexico. Zhou Zhu, the director of BYD Mexico, told Nikkei that the company is thinking about establishing a plant there. According to Zhu, Mexico is a major market with tremendous possibilities for overseas production. BYD made this step in an effort to establish an export hub for the US and other international markets. Although Zhu did not specify the location of BYD's intended construction, Nuevo León and the Bajío area are probably good options. Lower export costs to the US are one of BYD's main attractions. In order to qualify for potential tariff benefits under the US-Mexico-Canada agreement, at least 75% of vehicle parts must be manufactured in one of the 3 regions. The Inflation Reduction Act was also approved in the US, and it mandates that EVs be produced in the country with stringent battery sourcing guidelines in order to qualify for a potential $7,500 tax credit. In 2024, battery components for electric vehicles cannot come from foreign entities of concern, such as China. Mexico is turning into a major hub for EV production. In Nuevo León, Kia aims to develop electric vehicles. Plans to manufacture EVs in the nation were also revealed by BMW and Stellantis in 2023. Additionally, Nuevo León will host the construction of a gigafactory by Tesla. Iván Rivas, the Secretary of Economy for Nuevo León, stated that Tesla possessed all the necessary permissions to start building in December. Seems like Tesla has some enlightenment that they should do more to stay up with the competition. The value of the incentives, which include a reduction in payroll taxes and amenities like water and roads surrounding the plant site, is approximately $153 million. Mexico is attracting a lot of interest in manufacturing, with 170 nearshoring projects worth $74 billion. BYD is breaking records in its international expansion while launching new models. The carmaker is still increasing its market share in important areas. For instance, just a year after its launch in Japan, 20% of the nation's EV imports come from BYD. It's also not well recognized that Japan imports cars. Domestic automakers like Toyota dominate sales, whereas imports are usually luxury vehicles like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi. In order to challenge Hyundai and Kia on their home ground, BYD is anticipated to arrive in South Korea during the first part of the year. Electrek reported earlier today that BYD was introducing their least expensive electric vehicle in South America. In Brazil, the BYD Dolphin Mini, known as the Seagull in China, will retail for $20,100. Since Tesla and other automakers understood that they should implement more to keep up with the competition, BYD is also looking forward to protecting its current position. BYD intends to maintain its momentum in 2024 by introducing EVs into new market sectors, such as entry-level that include Dolphin Mini or the Seagull, mid-size SUVs, which are Song L and Sea Lion 07, and luxury that include the Yangwang U7 electric sports car. In research, Deutsche Bank analyst Edison Yu stated, "The business's representative indicated Nuevo León and Bajío are potential candidates, but did not disclose where exactly the company is considering." In the same area, Tesla is constructing a new auto plant in Nuevo León. Edison continued, "BYD is expanding worldwide, and last year it delivered 243,000 units across 70 countries after leading as one of the top EV share takers in China. About 8% of the more than 3 million automobiles that BYD sold in 2023 were exported. Does this mean that the demand for BYD vehicles is low in the home country, and BYD needs to consider more customers in their homely town? Or are they focused only on exporting the vehicles? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments. However, BYD is not able to export to the US market. Since Chinese automobile imports are subject to a 25% US tariff, local production is imperative for Chinese automakers. As a result, shipping goods from China is impossible. Based on past financial performance, BYD would have projected a loss per car of between $4,000 and $5,000 if it had lowered pricing to counter the tax in the United States. This amount does not include the cost of shipping. How much time does Tesla and its fellow American companies have to get ready if production is required? It takes a plant a year or two to grow. Distribution in the US would also need to be coordinated by BYD. The native sector was not seriously threatened by dealers selling imports. Automotive statistics company Wards estimates that Toyota's US market share at the beginning of the 1970s was roughly 1%. In 1972 and 1974, Toyota made its initial manufacturing investments in the United States. Additionally, in 1984, Toyota and GM established a joint venture that later became the Fremont, California, plant that Tesla eventually purchased. With its production expansions in the 1970s and 1980s, Toyota gained roughly 6 percentage points of market share. Toyota now operates 13 factories in North America, 8 of which are used for car assembly. Moreover, with 2.2 million cars sold in North America in 2023, Toyota held almost 14% of the market share in that country. It took Toyota over 20 years to begin to materially impact the performance of American automakers with its increased market share. This was after the business had built US manufacturing capacity. If BYD is able to expand its market towards the US, then it might have to look back. Since historical data shows that Toyota was a huge success, once they expanded over the US, we can expect the same for BYD. Since things appear to happen more quickly these days, American automakers may have 10 years to prepare. A useful question to ask is how to prepare. Plug-in hybrids and inexpensive battery electric cars are produced profitably by BYD. They keep expenses cheap by producing their batteries. The fact that every American automaker has or is developing battery capacity should offset that benefit. Although labor costs are lower in Mexico than in the United States, Mexican capacity is nevertheless available to all American enterprises. Now, Ford is developing what it refers to as Gen 2 EVs. After Generation 1, which features the F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E, comes Generation 2. These cars aren't designed for electric technology. Instead, they are simply modified gasoline-powered chassis. One of Ford's Gen 2 cars will be an affordable, smaller electric vehicle. Additionally, Tesla is developing the platform for its upcoming car, which will serve as the foundation for a battery electric car that might be priced under $30,000. By 2025, that car might be on the road. Hence, the automakers should keep in mind that the sooner, the better. The aspirations of Chinese EV manufacturers to enter the European market and begin selling cars of the same quality, but at cheaper prices, are already alarming European automakers. In order to do this, the EU began looking into China's EV industry subsidies, even as it kept providing domestic subsidies to EV consumers. Up until this point, American automakers could rest easy knowing that a Chinese invasion of electric vehicles would be unlikely, given the difficult political relations between Beijing and Washington. Most likely, they overlooked Mexico. With its southern neighbors, the US enjoys a free trade pact. This implies that if cars made in Mexico are shipped north of the border, they cannot be subject to tariffs. What are your expectations when BYD is expanding its market towards the US? Can we anticipate a BYD EV in the US anytime soon? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments. And there you have it. BYD's bold move to dive into the US market through their new electric vehicle plant in New Mexico is set to shake up the auto industry. So, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all things automotive and beyond. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about BYD's expansion into the US? Is this the beginning of a new era for electric vehicles? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore the futurifying story at a time.